know what is what.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is Cult of the Living Dead.
Yeah, this is a movie, man. This is a movie. I'm confused, to be honest, but I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to talking about it. I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot that I want to say. It was a fucking movie.
It was a movie. It was a movie. It's funny too, because I remember I asked my dad a while ago, I think like high school, maybe a little after, because this was like, I remember this movie coming to streaming on Netflix when they first started having their streaming service.
Uh
And I was like, have you seen this movie? And he's like, yeah, that movie's weird. And I was like, okay. And I just like didn't watch it. I was like, I like David Lynch. I like Dune. But it's a movie, man. It's a fucking movie.
This movie, it made me want to watch more Lynch stuff. Like, I want to know, is he just normally
I
this
mean,
weird?
Same. Yeah.
Let's go. Hold on. Let me do the intro. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We are Cult of the Living Dead. This week, we are covering David Lynch's Eraserhead. I am your host, The Dale, followed by my two co-hosts, Mr. Saya.
Hello.
And Twan.
What up?
Just a reminder, guys, we are a movie podcast. We cover cult classics, B movies, and horror. Usually stay away from blockbusters. All these opinions are subjective. None of us are movie experts, but we all enjoy movies. So have a good listen and enjoy the ride. All right, guys. So Eraserhead. This was an interesting film. Before we get into like the nitty gritty of it, just a little background information. So this movie came out in 1977. It was directed by David Lynch. Also wrote the movie and scored it. It was interesting because when I looked it up, like I was like, oh, who did the music for this movie? Because if you look in IMDb, there's no credit for music. And I was like, that's weird. Is there like no music in this movie? It was David Lynch and they did release the soundtrack, but they released it in 82. And after watching this movie, I was like, oh shit, there isn't any fucking music in this movie. This is interesting, but I kind of liked it. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Starred Jack Nance. No, Henry Spencer.
No, Jack Nance as Henry Spencer.
Jack Nance as Harry Spencer. I wrote it reversed in my notes. So he's been in Blue Velvet, Dune, also two movies by David Lynch, not the new Dune, the Dune 1984. We have Charlotte Stewart as Mary X, who's in Tremors and on the TV version of Little House on the Prairie. We have Alan Joseph as Mr. X, Deanne Bates as Mrs. X, Judith Roberts as the beautiful girl across the hall. The names in this movie are fucking wild. Laurel Neer as the lady in the radiator.
Oh yeah.
And Jack Fisk as the man in the radiator.
The man on the planet.
Man on the planet.
Oh, is that what it is? The man on the planet. My bad.
Yeah.
Man on the planet.
Judith Roberts, the beautiful girl across the hall. She was in that movie You're Never Really Here. She's Joaquin Phoenix's mom in that movie. Yeah. And
Nice.
she's also in that movie Dead Silence, you know, with the ventriloquist, like the dolls.
Yeah.
She's the ventriloquist who brought in all those dolls. Just some random tidbits.
Some trivia.
Tidbits.
Some bits.
I don't remember
some
Charlotte
titties.
Stewart in Tremors because I've seen Tremors like quite a bit. She covered that movie. I really like Tremors.
Oh yeah, Tremors is bomb. So
what was your guys's I guess first impressions or any like history or anything you knew about this movie coming in? Let's start with you, Twan.
Man, had no idea what this movie was about going into it. Just know that it's on like a bunch of lists for like cult classic movies, horror movies in general. I knew the name David Lynch sounded familiar when it showed up on the screen. Looked it up, of course. He did the original Dune movie. And I have a question that I want to ask the both of you after we get into our first impressions. But first impressions of this movie, I think it can boil it down to one question, and it's what the shit am I watching? Because I found myself asking that multiple times throughout this movie. Yeah, it definitely evoked some emotions that were just like feelings of unease. Uh, it felt like a fever dream. Honestly, I don't really know what else to say without like diving deep into it. There's not much more to say except what the hell did we watch?
What about you, Matt? Do you have any prior knowledge or any first impressions you want to share about this movie?
I I um I also don't really know David Lynch that well. Like I know Dune, and then I know of Twin Peaks, but like I didn't watch like a lot of Twin Peaks. I think I saw like 2 or 3 episodes and then I just kind of dropped off. So I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting something a little bit more like silly. Just with the I don't know, like the name Eraserhead sounds like silly to me. And so I was thinking like it was gonna be like a fun ride. I watched this at nighttime by myself. I had all the lights off and I had the volume all the way up. My whole house was vibrating from the fucking soundscapes that David Lynch created in this movie.
The sound in this movie was wild.
I think the sound really drives it, and I really enjoyed it because of that. But man, this movie was a fucking ride. I texted Twan while I was going through, and I said, "I'm so unsettled right now." And he said, I think he texted me back like the same thing. Like I felt the same way or something like that. Like it was just, yeah, it was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. It definitely, yeah, that was a movie that we chose to watch.
Yeah, and you know the crazy thing too is if you watch the trailer for this movie, it doesn't explain anything. And then you watch the movie and it still doesn't explain anything.
Yeah, that's true. No, definitely this movie is you gotta I guess you gotta think on it. I don't know. It's a lot to kind of wrap your head around, at least for me. But so I didn't go through this when we got started for the audience. David Lynch, like we said, he did the original Dune. His like magnum opus is considered Twin Peaks. It's like it's a TV series, but it's more like a limited series because it's only one season. It's like a self-contained story. He did Mulholland Drive. He did Blue Velvet. That movie is pretty infamous in itself. And he also did The Elephant Man. I think that's his most like commercially successful movie. I've seen some of Lynch's works. I think I'm a little bit more familiar than you guys. Like I like the original Dune movie. I've seen Mulholland Drive. I don't really remember it. And I've seen The Elephant Man. That's a good movie. And I've seen half of Twin Peaks. I should probably finish it. It's probably sacrilegious, especially if you're a David Lynch fan. I apologize. But yeah, I knew this movie coming into it was going to be a little weird. I've talked to people who like really like this movie. Some of my like artsy friends of like, oh yeah, this movie's so cool. It's like, it's genius. I mean, I don't know if I go that far, but I agree with you guys. I was watching this movie and I verbally mouthed and I wrote down in my notes multiple times, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like the sound and like the visual cues. Like, I think it being this movie's in black and white. I guess so people should know. I think it being in black and white, along with like the sound effects and like just the overall sound of this movie, made it even more unsettling than if it was in color.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there were times where like I voiced to myself because I didn't watch it at night, but I didn't watch it like alone, and I had to crank it because it was the middle of the day, and I was like, man, I am so uncomfortable right now. Like this movie is making me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Like I wrote it down. I'm like, I haven't felt this uncomfortable watching a movie in I don't know how long.
Definitely something about the sound and like the way he has his characters take such long drawn out pauses between their dialogue, or you know the character will like stare off into the distance or just like smile and tilt their head and just, you know, maintain that throughout the rest of like the 5-minute scene. It just, that whole thing, it felt like you're watching like a nightmare in like I don't know how to explain it more than that. It was a ride. I have so many question marks in my notes as well too.
Bro, same. I think this is the first movie that I had more questions than I actually had like things to say.
Oh, definitely. I think out of all the, I try my best to like when we cover these movies to like not look too deep into like other people's like opinions of these movies. Like I'll read reviews and stuff after. But like I try not to look too deep into people's like deep dives of it because I don't want it to like influence how I saw the film or make me think I saw something that I probably didn't.
Right.
But with this movie, I definitely did some reading and I was kind of like, what the fuck was I watching? Like what was this film trying to say? Like what happened? Like because there are points where I saw a scene and I was like, I don't know what that was about. I don't know
Yeah.
why he did that. But should we get
Yeah,
into it? Should we start working our way through the film?
I mean,
Yeah,
let's
I
All
think
right.
that
So
that would be the best way. Yeah, I think in order to talk about it, we gotta lay out the whole movie because
all right, I'll try my best. This movie
yeah,
is
take us there.
it's way more visual.
this movie structure is a little interesting. It's very visual. There's not a lot of dialogue in this film. It's very visual and it's very like sound design heavy. I feel like the sound design and the visual cues kind of tell the story here, but to set the scene. So the movie opens up with a guy in space hovering over a moon, and then you get these unsettling sound effects of like roaring wind over like it looked like to me like a dead planet, but I think it in hindsight it's a moon. And you see some dude at the end of it, and he has some like crazy goo coming out of his mouth. And like it doesn't explain like why that was the opening because that's like I wrote it down. So then we have Henry, who's the main character. He's walking through which looks like a desolate town, like an industrial town. There's like no greenery. You don't see a single tree outside like this entire movie. It just looks like a horrible place to live. It looks like this dude lives in the middle of like a cement factory. It's pretty bad. It's not a lively world. And the first line in this movie, the first piece of dialogue is spoken at the 11-minute mark.
I wrote that down too.
So everything up until this point is just all visual. What did you guys think of that opening scene? Like what when you saw like the moon and the guy flying through? Is this where we see the dude that has like it looks like barnacles growing out of his face?
Yeah,
And he's
Yeah.
all
and he's
fucked
like
up.
pulling levers.
Yeah, he's pulling levers.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know what that's supposed to be about.
I knew as soon as it opened up with a moon, and then you didn't mention, but there's creature, there's like a thing that falls from the sky
Comes out of
and
his mouth.
Oh, that's right.
it comes out of his mouth and then it falls. And it looks like, and I looked it up on Wikipedia after. Wikipedia says spermatozoon like creature. And so this spermatozoon like creature comes out of this dude's mouth, and I knew as soon as I saw that this was going to be a movie that we had to like interpret, and it wasn't going to be handed to us. Like this movie was definitely like you got to think like what the fuck, what is going on. It made me feel uneasy. I
This opening
thought,
sequence definitely made me feel uneasy.
yeah, I thought that also for it being in black and white and it coming out in the 70s, the picture looked really nice. Like I don't know if that was just because of my TV and like modern technology advances and like streaming, but like it looked like a 4K movie just in black and white on my screen.
It was nice.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I mean the quality of it looked really cool. I definitely felt like uneasy watching all of that, and then seeing Henry for the first time, and he's walking over to his house in this town that just looks all like fucked up and like demolished. Yeah, it was definitely weird.
So I looked it up, and I guess the first opening scene is supposed to be conception.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be. I will get into it. Like this movie. There's a child is the focal point of like the movie, But yeah, it's supposed to be conception, so I'm guessing it's the conception of Henry's kid who we'll meet later on.
Yeah.
But that's what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah, you can.
Who's the person with the levers?
So there's a shit ton of symbolism in this opening scene. So I watched a video about it afterwards, because again, just wrote what the shit was that opening scene. So I guess it's supposed to like set us in like sort of like this dream state, almost like a nightmare. With him floating around. The planet is supposed to be like his brain, his head, and the guy pulling the levers is like his conscious, and he's basically controlling him and his actions. The thing that comes out of his mouth, the what is it? Spermatoid?
Spermatozoon.
The spermatozoon thing that comes out of his mouth and lands in the pool is supposed to be, because it lands in a puddle. It's supposed to be him impregnating someone, because his seed has been put in this pool.
I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. When I first saw when I finished the movie, and I think we all kind of did the same thing and started like looking at what some of those images were supposed to interpret, and then thinking back on it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
But like first viewing, I was very confused as to what the fuck I was looking at.
Super confused.
Yeah. I did get like a general like theme that comes out later, but I think, and even now, I looked into it. I try to avoid like what you said, Dale, of like avoiding like other people's interpretations to then cause me to think of it a certain way. So I think I only looked up like the general theme, and like I was like, oh yeah, like I definitely got that. But I guess now that you said that the beginning was conception, it definitely does make more sense. Especially yeah.
This is even in like the wiki, like according to Wikipedia. So I'm guessing that's the general consensus of what the opening's supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right. So then we see Henry. Interesting style. Dude's wearing like a suit. He's got a pocket protector, like a bunch of pens in it. And like his hairdo is wild. So it looks like if you got Albert Einstein's hair and you shaped it like Gerald from Hey Arnold, that's what his hair would look like.
Yeah.
So it'd be a good visual for a post.
My partner, I watched this movie with her, and she had no idea what the shit this movie was about. And by the picture, she thought we were watching a party movie, because she thought it looked like the guy Kid and Play.
It did look like a Kid and Play.
Yeah. So she thought it was gonna be like a crazy party movie. Oh, little did she know.
She's like 20 minutes in. Where's the party? When is the party gonna happen?
What is the spermatozoo?
Oh my god. All right.
Nice.
So we meet Henry. He's walking through the desolate town. It looks horrible. I wouldn't want to live there. It's pretty bad. We finally get to his apartment. Also looks equally as rundown. He gets told by his hot neighbor who lives across the street. That's the beautiful woman across the hall. That's literally her name in the credits. And she tells him that Mary called him on the payphone. So you're like, okay, who's this Mary character? Calls her back. She asks her to, I guess, to go meet him. And we get a look at his apartment. So there's a little record player that gets focused on. That he plays music from. I don't know. The radiator's hissing. Like he focuses on the radiator. And I was like, oh, I mean, the radiator plays a part later on, but at first I was like, I don't understand. Like, what's the significance of this radiator? I don't know if you guys noticed. Did you notice that he has a plant by his bed, and it's like not in a pot? It's just like a pile of dirt.
Yeah. There's so much in his apartment that we see in that first like minute when he walks in. There's dirt everywhere. The plant that you mentioned is like dead. Like everything, his apartment looks, the outside looks like the inside. Like it's just like equally just bad. Like this guy's living in he's struggling.
Fucking
Squalor.
squalor.
Hey,
And he turns on his music, and the music that he chooses to calm himself is the most disturbing fucking music ever. Like, how do you put on this like terrifying sound and just like relax? Like, I don't understand it.
It's fucking hardcore, bro.
He is
there was
hardcore.
so much about that room, and he
He's
opens
not
up
like
the
other
window.
boys.
He's bricked in.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's bricked in, and then what was all that like that wiring everywhere? The piles of just like black wire. It was it was on the floor, on the dressers.
I thought it was like dirt and like what are they called? Like roots. I thought it looked to me, it looked like roots and like dirt just kind of scattered all throughout everywhere. Like there was just trash literally everywhere.
Yeah,
And then
it was pretty. The trash was weird too because it wasn't like wrapping paper or like McDonald's cups. Like you think like a hoarder. It was like
Yeah,
fucking. It was just like dirt and and like
rubble.
I don't know. Like I don't want to say
Was
garbage
it
because
dirt though?
I
I
don't
know
know.
he had the pile of dirt.
Can't
with
tell
the-
because it was in black and white.
I couldn't tell either.
Right? I mean, maybe he was just collecting copper wire. That's how he gets money.
Maybe. Well, I mean, he has a good job, right? Because we later learned that he's like on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So
And he's vacationing there?
I think he just had
It's
the
a-
week off.
It's a
Oh, it's a
staycation, bro.
staycation?
Yeah, those are the best vacations.
Dude, he got into some shit on his staycation.
He did.
Yeah. Let's get into the shit he gets into.
He does this thing. I think after he turns on the disturbing music, he does this thing where he opens up his dresser and there's like a pot of like water, I think. And then he gets like a small stone and he puts the stone inside the water and then he closes the dresser. Like, yes, all is at peace. Do you guys, did you read anything about that? You know what's going on there?
I don't. I remember
Yeah.
him. I remember him doing
I
it,
don't
and
know.
I was just like, "What a weird guy."
Yeah. If anybody knows out there, please send us an email. Let us know
Yes.
I think
what he was doing.
I think it's just to add to the
The oddness of him.
the feeling of like this isn't real. This is a dream. This is all in his head.
That was one thing that I guess we'll talk about. I'm pretty sure it'll come up a lot, but there's parts of this movie that I know are supposed to be dream sequences, and there's parts of this movie that are his reality. It's kind of hard to tell them apart sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What if this whole thing was a dream sequence?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
never
think
mind.
so.
I mean, it could be.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I got a little piece of trivia. So David Lynch said that no one has ever properly given him the correct meaning behind the name Eraserhead.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Maybe he doesn't even know.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Can we ask him about it? Is he still alive?
Yeah, David Lynch is still alive.
Yeah, he's chilling.
All right, send us an email.
Send
I'll
us an
email him.
email to send over to him.
Yeah.
Monsieur Lynch.
No. Yeah, Mr. Lynch, we're calling out to you directly.
Yeah.
Help us.
Please. All right, so as Twan mentioned, he gets into quite the hectic. It's a loaded vacation. Let's put it. It's a loaded vacation. So, like I said, his girl Mary calls. He meets up with her. They haven't talked to each other in a while. It's kind of awkward. It looks like they're having like a lover's quarrel. Like they're like together. You get that vibe, but you can see like things aren't going well. She invites him in to have dinner with her family. It's an awkward dinner. We see that she's got a dog with a bunch of puppies. It's kind of cute. and that the mom's making chicken, and the dad makes a comment about how these are like not natural chickens or new chickens. They're like grown in a lab, and they look like even smaller than Cornish hens. They look like little baby chickens. They look the size of a palm of your hand. And the dad's like, he's a plumber, and he comments about how everything used to be green like 30 years ago, and now everything looks like shit. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, I wonder what happened to this world or this town that made it look so horrible. I'm guessing it's just like industrialization. But man, is this whole dinner sequence is like crazy. Like when the mom puts the cigarette in like the grandma's mouth and then lights it for her, and then puts like the salad bowl on her lap, and then grabs her hands and then like tosses the salad for her. I was like, what was the point of that? Like, why did she do that?
Want to keep grandma involved, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess that's true. I mean, it's funny because she's like, she seems kind of comatose, but she smokes the stove, so she's still kind of there.
Always got to be awake to hit the cig.
They start cutting the chicken, and it starts like moving, and like stuff starts like oozing out of it. Like way more liquid comes out of that chicken than there is chicken. And then her dad is just staring at him with like a creepy smile, and they hold it on that smile for like a good 30 seconds. And I remember being like, this is fucking weird. What am I watching? And the mom starts like freaking out. She has like a seizure, like at the dinner table. She just starts seizing. And then we find out that Mary's pregnant.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to like explain this whole scene because there's so many. It's way more visual. This movie is so visual that it's
Mary
hard to
has
capture.
a seizure at one point too, huh?
She does.
Yeah,
like her mom
she
like
does. Yeah, I think right after. Oh yeah, before. I think
before
when
dinner starts.
Yeah, before dinner. Yeah, I don't even know. I think watching this part though, definitely made me feel way more uneasy, like with the dad smiling and just the awkward pauses between everything. Like it definitely,
like, it was so unnatural.
It was super unnatural. Yeah.
Like their conversation was so bizarre.
Really felt like a nightmare, just straight up the whole time. And Mary's mom like uses the tactic of like uncomfort and like successfully like gets Henry to marry Mary. And then you find out that she's pregnant like right after that. It was that whole thing is really crazy. I think
my bad.
Yeah.
We don't find out that she's pregnant. We find out that she's had a baby.
Yeah.
Like the baby's been born. It's at the hospital.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a lot to say about this scene. First of all, it's crazy how when the mom was talking to Henry, and she's like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm on vacation." And then she goes on to say, "Well, what did you do?" And as soon as she says that, Mary starts freaking out. And I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. If that was a trigger, if Mary's triggered by, I don't know, the word do, or what did you do? Maybe because it's this whole thing's about conception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, what did you do to my daughter? And then Mary starts freaking out because she knows that she had a baby from him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe because the mom does like interrogate him. He's like, "Did you guys have sexual intercourse?"
True.
I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, and then
keep it in the classroom, lady. Sexual intercourse. What is this? This is bio class?
It's health education. Oh, and then the dad smiling, that creeped me out.
That was weird.
I don't know if you guys felt this too, but like the whole dinner scene reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like that family dynamic. How it's just like an odd family, an odd scene, and makes you feel uneasy. Like,
yeah,
no, it was
so many elements
scary
to it that were off-putting.
Yeah, I could see that. That's like a good comparison.
It's like we've all, I don't know, like I don't want to speak for you guys, but like every I feel like every dude or most of the dudes, like when you meet your like significant others, like family for the first time, you're having that dinner. It's like kind of an interrogation. It's like kind of awkward. You're like, like I don't really want to be here. Like this is weird. Like I gotta pretend like I'm not having sex with your daughter when we all know I am. Like it's like weird, right? It's like a whole thing, but it's like it's that, but taken to like a level of insanity that
11.
yeah, it's like
Good callback.
it is kicked up to 11 for sure.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like
know.
it's like if Pablo Picasso painted that conversation.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I read someone compare this to Kafka. I don't know if you guys are familiar. He did this one.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah, Metamorphosis. It's about this man who turned into a cockroach. It definitely gives that
Sounds
same
like
kind
a
of vibe.
politician to me.
Damn. It gives that same kind of vibe of like surrealist, absurdist, just horror.
Yeah, I mean, so when after watching the movie and kind of looking into it a bit more, I came across a word. Let me see. It was Lynchian. So I guess this movie started a type of movie because I'm sure we've all know of Lovecraftian. It's like, the old gods and things like that, and like otherworldly. Oh well, when we were talking about the Mouth of Madness, that was Lovecraftian, but I guess this movie created a whole nother separate type of movie called Lynchian movies, and it's just like weird, off-putting, offsetting films. I guess I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. I feel like go ahead, Matt.
Are other Dave, because you've seen more of his stuff? Is David Lynch's stuff is it all like this? Is it because Twin Peaks didn't? I mean, it had its moments in the first 2 episodes where it's kind of like weird, but I feel like this level of like awkward and like just disturbingness, like unease. I think that this one was a lot. Is that how his other movies are?
No, not to this extent, but this is like he wrote and directed, right? So like think of like Dune, like some of the like iconography and like the special effects and like the things he did for Dune, were kind of like creepy looking.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys remember it, like the space navigators, they're like the little creatures in the tank. Like that was his idea, and like I guess it was so creepy and so creative that Frank Herbert, the writer of Dune, what is it called when you he described his space navigators as one way, then he saw the way David Lynch did it, so he redid it so now they look like that.
Damn, nice.
Nice.
He retconned it. There you go.
Yeah.
He retconned it. So yeah, he definitely has like creepy elements in that, but like Elephant Man. Have you seen Elephant Man, where the guy has like it's like the big like tumor like on his head?
No.
Well, like
Nah.
that one has like some like kind of like body horror, but like he just directed that movie. Like he didn't write that movie.
Hmm.
So I think maybe because this is like his baby, like he wrote, directed, like sound design, like he built this movie like kind of by not gonna say by himself. Like obviously other people contributed, but like I think everything else has just been him at the director's helm and not necessarily something that he created, except for I think Twin Peaks. But like everything he does is kind of creepy. Like Blue Velvet, like which like got Dennis Hopper the Oscar. Like Dennis Hopper is like just like an unhinged, like this dude would make you mad uncomfortable type of character. That is very like the feelings that this movie gives you with its like ambiance, like put into like a guy. So like that is like a Lynch thing to do. He's like capitalizes at making people feel uneasy.
Nice.
And like he does do like this grotesque, like Lynchian, like body horror type stuff.
Okay. Cool. I gotta watch more Lynch stuff.
That's weird.
Yeah, when I looked up, similar Lynchian movies, came across a couple that I've seen, and I think the one that speaks out the most is Eyes Wide Shut.
No, that's
That
the one
movie
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and Nicole Kidman.
Mm-hmm.
That movie definitely has some weird elements to it.
This reminds me of The Fly.
Ooh,
Hmm.
with the Goldblum, the remake.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
can
was
see
a
that.
pretty cool, pretty
Yeah.
odd movie. I mean, kind of going back to that dinner scene. Do you guys notice how many puppies that dog had?
I didn't count them, but it did
There
have a
was
lot
like,
of puppies.
there's
It
a
was like
lot.
so many. So it was too many.
Too many for logic.
Yeah.
What's the max? Like,
Well, you figure
litter.
what a dog has 8 nipples, so 8 puppies is you're maxing out. Any other puppy's gonna get left on the wayside and probably die from malnutrition.
That
Yeah.
happens though. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like the litter.
Yeah, but this puppy had like 20. I mean, this dog had like 20 puppies on it. I don't know.
I
It's
don't know
just
how you could afford that many dogs.
another element to the whole like this isn't real.
So do you think the chicken?
This fucking dog has way too many puppies, bro. This shit is not real.
Logic out the window.
No, I mean, like I agree. Like there's parts of this like whole dinner scene that were like, is this happening? Like the chicken moving. Like, did that happen? Like, is he imagining this or is this happening right now? Like, is this like his anxiety about this whole situation? Like being manifested through like he's seeing this, like he's freaking out right now. So he's picturing like the chicken like kicking its legs up and that stuff squirting out. Because the dad has zero reaction to that happening.
Yeah.
He's just staring at him smiling. So I'm like, is this going on or is this all in his head?
I thought that it was an anxiety scene at first, but then the mom has a reaction, and so I don't know if it actually was. What if it what if it was real? Also, maybe what if it wasn't? 50-50.
I don't know.
Who's to say?
Because there are other aspects of this movie, and I think this movie is I think the weirdness factor really kicks up a notch when once they get married and Mary moves in with Henry and you meet their baby. This baby looks like E.T.
Looks like a spermatozoon.
He does look like a spermatozoon, like a big ass spermatozoon. But I guess for the audience sake, he looks like E.T., but instead of his head being wide horizontally, it's wide. No, vertically doesn't make sense.
He's not hot. It's not hamburger style. It's hot dog style.
Yeah, there you go. He looks like Littlefoot from The Land Before Time.
Yeah, he does. He definitely looks
the,
like a baby brontosaurus.
Yeah, he looks like a little baby dinosaur.
Yeah.
He is a disturbing looking creature, and apparently it's like a cow's fetus.
You don't see his body, you just see his head. His body is wrapped in like bandages.
So small compared to his head.
Yeah, his body's like super tiny and it's wrapped in bandages, and you only see his like neck and head, and it's all like one long piece.
So we hear from the mom, like she gives us the clue that it's gonna be an interesting looking child because she says like, oh, she had a baby or getting married, and she's like, I didn't have a baby. I don't know what that thing is. She's like, you had a baby. It was just born early. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, what's going on with the baby? Like, what's happened with it? And then they bring it home, and you're just like, oh shit, like that baby is fucked up.
Yeah, I was born a little bit early, but I didn't turn out like that. So,
like,
thankfully.
I didn't know what to expect, but I definitely wasn't expecting that.
No, yeah, it was when they showed it, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, cool. Like, this is gonna be a thing. I was
like
confused.
the main thing.
That is the main thing.
And then he does. And then I noticed Henry. And then we get another close up shot of the furnace because I guess Henry's like happy place is just staring at the furnace, and like the furnace is like a stage now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think
why is there a stage? What's going on?
Before that, so after the dinner, they get married, but it happens off scene, so you don't see that. It transitions from dinner over to Henry's house now, where Mary and the baby live, and Henry is taking the elevator down to his mailbox, and he opens up his mailbox. He removes like a small black box, and he opens it, and it's a small spermatozoon inside of a piece of mail. And he puts it in his pocket, and then he walks back up into the apartment. And I think during this time where Henry's like walking over to the mailbox, coming back up, you see Mary trying to feed the baby, and the baby's not taking any food. And so Mary just kind of moves far away from the baby, and the baby just starts crying. And so when she finally hears Henry coming back to the door, she moves closer to the baby, almost like, she just wants to pretend like things are okay, but she's definitely not cool. And then Henry walks in, and he lays down on his bed, and he zones out looking at the furnace with the stage now.
Was it a spermatozoon? I thought it was just like the umbilical cord bit that the doctors give you.
I
Do
took
they
it
mail
as
that to you?
another
They don't mail it to
spermatozoon.
you.
I don't think you can get those via mail. I think you gotta. I think
Oh,
if
can
you
you
had
get-
it,
They just give it to you at the hospital, I think. But
Yeah, so
I don't know.
I-
This fucking bizarro world.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. What, you get spermatozoons in the mail?
yeah. You don't get those every Wednesday.
No.
Every Wednesday is like a fucking subscription. Like your Sparklets water, they just bring it up to the pad.
Yeah, in a little
Yeah.
black box.
A little
Like the
black
old one?
box.
Oh my god.
So have either of you seen the movie Vivarium with Jesse Eisenberg?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't. Wait, Bavarium. I don't think so.
Yes.
When during this scene, or like I guess for the rest of the movie, it kind of gave off that same vibe, just like an alien baby, constantly crying. Just
The baby's cries are pretty unsettling too. Yeah.
they are unsettling.
I mean, we see it, right? Because like when they're laying in bed, like Mary's going crazy.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
she's not having a good time. Like, isn't this where she like gets up and she like yells that she can't do this anymore, and like she goes and like stays at her parents for a bit?
yep.
Yeah.
She had enough.
Literally one night that they just spend together, and then or not even a full night. I think it's a couple hours into the night, then she dips out.
Do you
Oh,
think it
and-
was the first night, or do you think this has been like building?
Oh, I don't know. I guess there's no indication of time passage other than the fact that that they're now living together. So maybe
And time
has been
does
going on
move slower in the dream world, as we learned from Inception.
And then Henry's left alone, right, to take care of the baby, and the baby gets sick.
Wait. Are you going to talk
What?
about the luggage?
Yeah, dude,
Oh.
the luggage. We got to talk about the luggage.
Talk about the
What?
luggage. Tell
What
me
was
about the
she
luggage.
doing with the luggage?
So when she during this night when she
I thought it
decides
was
that she's
under the
going to
bed.
leave, she gets up, she yells at Henry. She's like, "I can't take it anymore. I gotta go." And so she walks out the door, but comes back because she forgot something. And so she reaches under the bed, and she does the most like awkward, like couple of minutes of like pulling and jerking back. Like you only see her head from the bed. It's kind of the scene is filmed from like Henry's view of him laying in bed. And so you kind of like see the edges of his feet, and then Mary walks back in and crouches down and reaches under the bed. And that was a really weird scene. Like, why did they focus so hard on that? It's literally like a 40-second scene in the movie of her like doing this really weird constant pull of trying to get something out from under the bed, and then finally getting her luggage and then walking out.
I don't know, man. And she was staring at the camera the whole time, and those 40 seconds felt like 5 minutes.
Eye
I was gonna
contact.
say, I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like that scene was a lot longer than 40 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it's just I mean, say what you want about this movie. I don't know. Even now I can't tell what our ratings are going to be at the end. But I'll give this to Lynch. He is a master at making you feel uncomfortable. Because like it's something as simple as just pulling a suitcase that's wedged underneath the bed, and the way that it's executed, and the way the actor does it is like, I was like, God damn, just get that fucking suitcase, lady. Like, just leave already.
Leave the fucking suitcase. Just go.
Jesus Christ. That
Yeah,
was
who knows?
I think it was just her shit, but I don't know. Maybe it was just to emphasize that she's leaving. Got to point the cross. She's not coming back.
Maybe.
Yeah, that her suitcase had that much stuff in it.
Well, it's like, when
Or
someone comes back to get their shit when they break up, they left their favorite sweater at the pad. It's like, well, no doing that. She took all her stuff with her.
Or it could be that maybe it was hard for her to decide that she wanted to leave because she wanted to be a mom in that moment. Like she was trying. And so it was like physically hard for her to get her shit to leave, but she was finally able to do it.
Oh, a little symbolism.
Yeah, love it. I love that explanation.
That's
My
true. I
brain.
can see that.
Yeah, look at
I
the big brains on this guy.
Somebody moves in with you and they don't unpack their clothes from your luggage. It's a bad sign. No one should just have all their shit just ready to go after they move in. That's not something that's supposed to happen. It was.
I mean, where would she have put her shit anyways?
He was
right
living in
next
like
to
a 300
next to the
square foot.
fucking pile of dirt.
Or put her stuff in the dresser next to the pot of water.
Yeah. Humidity would have kept them nice and soft, wrinkle free.
Mm.
All right. So the baby gets sick. I feel like I apologize to the audience because we're not giving it like describing this movie and giving it justice, but the visual image of that baby when it's got like smallpox or some fucking disease, I don't know what's going on, but it's like moist, and like when he pulls the blanket off of it, it's like there's like a residue, and he has those boils all over his face, and I was just like it gave me chills looking at that. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like I felt like I'm in the middle of the plains, and I just made contact with the Spaniards right now. Like, what the fuck is going on with this baby? But hey, he's a good dad. He's got the humidifier going, and he's just kind of like watching him while just like cries out in pain. But what did you guys think of the visual image of the sick baby, and then him like zoning out, and you see the lady in the radiator with her chipmunk cheeks?
Was she cute? You guys think she was cute?
No.
Yeah, the short answer.
Henry was trying his best. I think he definitely he put in the effort. Like when Mary leaves, the baby's like crying, and so he puts a thermometer in the baby's mouth, like to try to figure out if the baby's sick. And then he turns around and he turns back, and the baby suddenly has these like boils all over
Nasty.
him. And yeah, I think in that moment, I think he was really trying to do his best, but he couldn't really do much because what do you do with a creature like this?
Well, that looked like a job for Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yes. And then we finally see he like zones out, I think, right? Or maybe he goes into like another dream, and you see the lady in the radiator. Yeah. Is this where she starts? Does she start singing, or is she? Oh no, music happens, and then she's dancing on stage, avoiding these falling spermatozoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then is it the next one when she starts stepping?
No, it's this one.
Stomp the yard.
This one where she
it's this
steps.
Yeah.
But
okay.
doesn't she sing the next time we see her?
Yeah.
After. Yeah.
Yeah. This whole scene after she leaves was weird. I mean, this whole movie is weird, but we didn't really touch on one of the things. So Henry was trying to leave the room, leave the baby in there by itself. But every time he would go reach for the door, the baby would start hollering and cause him to like rethink, his decision. Try to do that 3 times and the baby wouldn't let him. So he ended up just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna stay and be this baby's dad. And yeah, I mean, like you said, Dale, he puts on the humidifier. He's trying to do everything he can to save this thing, this spermatozoon.
I mean, it's all fucked up.
Oh man, I can't wait to listen back on this. And like for someone that has no idea like what this movie's about, I'm pretty sure like they're gonna have even more questions after listening to this. I mean,
spoiler alert, I don't have the answers.
Yeah. I think this would be a good like engagement episode though. Like send us your thoughts on what you think of this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a poll for this one. I'm gonna see like got it, didn't get it. Why am I watching this? Unsubscribe.
I mean, and just so we're clear, Radiator Lady is a no-go. Everybody agreed on that?
Yeah, that's a 0 out of 10.
Okay.
That's a 0 out of 10 for me, pal.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a brown bag situation. Those feet.
Does the carpet match the face?
Big old gonads on her. All right, so Mary comes back. She comes back. Can't get enough of those wonderful locks that Mr. Henry has.
It's packing.
I mean, he's doing something right, I guess. I don't know. So Mary comes back and she like starts like clicking her teeth when she sleeps.
Fuck this scene.
And then there's like the spermatoids were in their bed?
Spermatozoon.
The spermatozoons.
Mm-hmm.
They're on his bed and they start like crawling on the wall. This whole like, I thought the first like them spending the night together scene was bad. And then like she's like sweating profusely, but Henry's like not sweating at all. I was like, what is happening right now?
Again, what the fuck? What the shit is going on in this movie? Now these spermatozoons, they they show up a lot. And I mean, it only makes sense that they're correlated to his own spermatozoons. So like, I don't know, him like putting his spermatozoon away, could that mean like he's saving it for later? Like he doesn't want to have sex at that point in time. The spermatozoons everywhere on the bed when Mary comes back, like is that him like relieving himself in the middle of the night?
I think
I don't know. I think it posing questions.
Maybe it would be better to talk about it after, because I do have some like thoughts about like why we see that so much and why they look how they look. But I think I'll talk about that at the end when we do our final like thoughts and
prayers.
Well, it seems like whenever they show up, it's always through like a high stress situation. So maybe it's just like the physical manifestation of like his anxiety towards the whole situation, because it was his nut that got him in this situation to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he has like this baby that has all these health problems that he needs to take care of. And he's got a girl that he's with that they don't even like each other. So like whenever things are kind of going bad with her or with the baby, like that's what he starts picturing. It's just a reminder of like how he fucked up. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because they only really show up during those periods where like either the baby's being annoying or him and Mary aren't getting along.
True.
Because Mary leaves again. Well, we don't even see her leave this time, right? Like the next scene, she's just like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So was she ever really there?
Oh wait, no, we do see her leave. She says she's going back to her parents, but this time she doesn't come back.
No, I think he Henry verbally says that because he doesn't know
that's
where
right. He
she. I
doesn't know where
think
she is.
yeah, it's in that same scene transitions into the next scene. So they're in bed together. Mary's like sweating profusely. He's throwing all these spermatozoons everywhere because they keep on coming out from the bed. He hears like something outside his door, and so he goes to the door, opens it, and it's just like pure darkness. And then out of the darkness, the beautiful woman from across the hall comes out of the shadows, and she's like, "Yo, what's up?"
And then Henry's just like, well, I got game. And they hook up. In that like cool bathtub.
another puddle.
It was another puddle.
It was another puddle.
They
Was
just
he
sink into the puddle.
impregnating her?
Oh God.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so. It seemed like I don't know why they did it in the bathtub. Maybe because we don't get the spermatozoon symbolism in this one.
Also, where was that bathtub at? His apartment is like a box.
I have no idea.
There's no other doors other than
maybe all the square footage is in the restroom.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those, shared restroom situations, like a restroom down the hall.
Did you see that coming? Did you think he was going to sleep with the neighbor?
No.
I mean, you could tell he definitely had the hots for her from like the other times you see her pop up in the movie.
One other time.
You could tell that. I thought that his reaction the whole time was just anxiety and fear because that's like his face is just constantly like scared of like what the fuck is going on. Like that was how I didn't get that at all.
Really? Because he would see her like glancing down the halls and he kind of linger a little bit.
He lingers on everybody, man. Like everybody lingered on each other. Like everyone's staring at each other and there's so much long pauses. I didn't get that.
I thought he was the normalest person in the movie.
Twan's thinking about it. He's like, wait a second.
What about the neighbor? You don't think she's normal?
I guess, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, she's normal. I mean, she sleeps with this dude, so that's kind of weird.
Slim pickings in the factory.
I guess that's true.
And probably word around town is this dude's packing.
Probably. And then doesn't he cover his baby when they're like having sex?
I put that in my notes, like let the baby breathe, because he puts when she knocks on the door and she tells him, like, she comes out of the darkness, she's like, I locked myself out of my apartment and it's really late. And so she walks into his apartment and the baby starts to make noise and he puts his whole hand over the baby's like mouth and face. I thought he was going to kill the baby at that moment just to have some sex. So I put, bro, let the baby breathe. And then she even sees the baby too later on when they're having sex. Damn, what if it's not a bathtub? What if his bed turned into a bathtub and they melt into the bed tub? Because she can see the baby during that scene. She like turns over and she looks.
More symbolism.
And then Henry like pulls her back and then they go back into it.
She's drowning in the pussy.
Lost in the sauce.
Some wop macaroni in a pot. Maybe I could see the symbolism because you're right. The baby's still there, and the chick is not creeped out by it. So good for her. And then that's when, like, after they have sex, that's when the lady in the radiator comes back and she sings that like "In Heaven" song.
Yep, in heaven everything is fine.
And it's literally just that repeated over and over, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then that's when we see him like. What is he's like holding on to like a bar, and then he gets decapitated, like his head pops off, and then out of his head comes the baby's head, and then his head's flung out into the street, where like a little paper boy picks it up and takes it to this guy who looks like he works for the fucking mob. He takes it to this other dude who uses the innards of his head to turn him into a fucking eraser.
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead. We made it.
But then he wakes up and it's just like it was all a dream. I was that whole sequence was like, so this is where like I was like, okay, I was like, because that happens, and I'm like, this is a dream, right? Like I'm not talking to anybody. I'm obviously losing it at this point, and I'm like, this is a dream, right? Like there's like they didn't just kill this dude. Like I know this movie's supposed to be weird, but like, is it? It's not this surreal. We later find out that it was a dream, but what a wild sequence of events from the song to him losing his head to him getting turned into an eraser. What the fuck did all that even mean? Because it happens right after he has sex with a chick, right? Like this is like the dream he has after they have sex.
Yeah.
Like what did you guys get anything from that? Like what was your interpretation of what was going on?
I think that he knew deep down inside like that probably wasn't a good decision. And so he was trying to justify it by hearing this woman saying that and in heaven everything's going to be all right. And so maybe he had like conflicting ideas and a lot of anxiety about it, so much that he's just literally losing his head. And then I don't really know why he became an eraser after that. It's so hard. I've been trying to think about this for the last like 3-4 days since we saw this movie. Trying to figure out like why he became like an actual eraser, or like why they use his brain to become an eraser, and then they actually like use it too. Like you see the dude who turns into the dude who turns his brain into an eraser uses the pencil and then actually erases. I don't know why.
What do you think, Twan?
You know why?
Again, what the shit am I watching? I mean, I don't know, man. So far everything about this movie felt like a dream, and then it's like a dream within a dream. I will say that the lady in the radiator did have a very nice voice. I was soothed by her song. You know, I believed her. I do believe that in heaven everything's gonna be everything's gonna be fine. How do you even explain like him ending up like why is he rolling this bar? Why is he holding on to the bar and just rolling it constantly? Why did spermatozoon pop his head off, and then why did the baby take his head's place? You know, like why did some kid just pick up a decapitated head off of the ground and take it to an eraser factory? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I watched. Help me, please.
So I think
I just yeah, man. It was a ride. This whole movie's a ride, obviously, but that one part was like the I don't know, the culmination of everything, and just like how outlandish everything was. Um I didn't know at first if they were making pencils out of his skull or erasers out of his brain or both. But yeah, what a crazy scene. What a crazy sequence of events.
I wonder if they have sex and then him spinning the bar is like when people bite the nails or you bounce your leg, like him being
It's a
like
nervous tick.
yeah, like
Anxiety.
a nervous tick, him being anxious, and then his baby popping his head off is kind of just like that's him now, like because it's just him and the baby. Maybe it's like his anxiety about the baby kind of just taking over his life, and in order for him to get rid of it, he's got to erase it. He's got to physically delete it because, I mean, we'll get to it in a bit, but like he does ultimately, like he kills his baby, like literally like 10 minutes later. Like he sees the neighbor, like he wakes up and he's like, you see him again, you're like, okay, I guess that was a dream. And he hears like commotion outside and he sees the neighbor with this like real sleazeball looking guy and they're just laughing at him. And then the baby starts laughing at him. She just can't take it anymore. And you finally see him like unwrap the wrappings of the baby. Like Matt said, you can only see its head. And it doesn't have like a body. It's just like it's all its insides are just being shown. And he just like cuts open the baby and just like squeezes it and kills it. And then all this fluid and shit starts spewing out of its mouth. It's like a horrible death. And then the rock explodes.
Dwayne the
at
Rock
the end.
Johnson?
No, like the moon explodes for no reason. Like, I don't know what that means. Is that like him, like symbolizing that the baby was dead? Like he killed his creation?
Maybe he just lost it because I think in the opening scene, the rock was supposed to be like his brain, right? And his subconscious was living on his brain.
Yeah, that could be it. That he just like loses it. Like that was like the final straw of his like sanity.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think in the ending after the dream, and then he, cut open the baby and you see the insides and he kills the baby. There's also flashes of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I think in that scene as well, I think Henry like kills himself. I think the electricity is like him electrocuting himself along with the baby, just to make sure that like everything is gone, because he just wants to erase it all. Because I don't think he wanted to be there to begin with. I think him like zoning out and like looking into the radiator, like I think his plan was always to use the radiator to like kill himself. And so I think that's why the woman in the radiator, like the final portion of it, like once he kills the baby and like there's all this like crazy stuff happening, it like fades to white. And then we see Henry like hugging the lady in the radiator and like he's like bathed in white. I think his plan all along was to like use the radiator to like escape everything that was happening.
That's I could see that.
That's better than what I got.
Yeah. I know things.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got that part, that he died, that he ended up in his own version of heaven, because as we see it in the end, he ends up with that puffy faced girl. I think the electricity was like the last of his brain neurons. Yeah, the neurons firing. But yeah, it was definitely the end for him and the end for the baby. After he cut it open, did you guys notice that it kind of looked like testicles in the inside?
Mm-hmm. I thought those were lungs.
It looked like,
you know what?
I don't know. It kind of is like a sack, It
looked like giblets.
Yeah.
So does that mean the baby was like a full representation of his like penis and his testicles?
I mean, this movie is kind of centered around conception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did you guys happen to watch the movie with subtitles?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
So during the scene when he's cutting the bandages on the baby, it said that the baby was moaning. I don't know what that means. You can leave that up to interpretation. Why would the baby be moaning while it's getting cut open?
Yeah, that is weird.
Why isn't it screaming?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? But I thought it, like, after seeing that subtitle and kind of hearing it, it kind of sounded like it was enjoying being cut open. But
do you think the baby wanted to die?
I think maybe if this was all a dream and it was all, in his mind, maybe he killed the idea of having a baby by killing himself. I don't know. There's so much that can be said and analyzed about this movie.
And we didn't say this in the beginning, but this movie is only like an hour and 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
It is not a long movie.
It feels so much longer though.
If it felt long. It felt long.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
that's it, huh?
I mean that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I know, Matt. You said you had some stuff you wanted to say for the end to touch on. What do you got?
I think you touched on it where he like the reason why you see his spermatozoons often during his like the worst parts of the movie is because it's just his like general anxiety. I think he like feared what he created. I think the whole movie I think is like like showing the fear of becoming like a parent. And so I think he fears what he created, and I think he's just like has a lot of like shame and guilt about himself. And so I think that's like visualized with these like ugly looking spermatozoon that are like all around. This is definitely just one of those movies to me that it's a lot more of like an analysis movie. Like what do you think? What does it make you feel? You know? And I think it brings up like good conversations, like what we had.
So I read that Lynch called this like his most spiritual film. Other people have said this, and his daughter kind of backed this up, I guess, in an interview, that the film was kind of inspired by his anxieties of having a kid that he wasn't expecting. And I guess his daughter was born with like club feet, and she had to have like a bunch of surgeries and stuff when she was young. So it was kind of him like working through going through that as like a new parent. And also the setting of the film was based on his time living, I guess, like in like a not so good neighborhood in Philly. He said he saw a lot of like crazy shit while he was there. So I think it's like a combination of like his life experiences and his personal anxieties kind of reflected on the film. And I could see why there's such an undertone of like sex and conception and like being a new father that doesn't feel prepared to deal with, like you got a sick kid and like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So I think that's where some of the imagery came from, but Lynch never confirmed this. This is just kind of stuff that I guess his daughter felt that way. And then like other film critics or film analysts have kind of made those connections. So I can kind of see it though, after like reading some of the stuff about like how he was inspired and like what they think some of the symbols mean. And then looking back at some of the scenes in the film, I'm like, okay, I think it makes a little bit more sense. Because yeah, like when you're going through those anxieties and emotions, like they don't really make sense, So like that's
Yeah.
why the movie doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could understand that.
This was definitely an interesting watch. Wasn't what I had initially thought this movie was going to be about.
Me neither. I knew it was gonna be weird, but I wasn't prepared for this.
I did read that I guess this was actually a film project for Lynch's like class at the time. And he was doing another story for I guess the assignment, and he really didn't like what he was writing about, and the professor kind of was like, well, what do you want to write about? And he said Eraserhead, and then he kind of just went with it. And yeah, we were seeing the first ever like film project from a film student. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's interesting too, because we'll get into like our reviews later, but like my initial reaction was very like confused. Like I was like, I don't know if I like this movie. Like I don't hate it, but I don't know if I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess like some pretty big names like really like this movie. Like I guess Stanley Kubrick, he did Full Metal Jacket and The Shining, like probably his two most famous movies. Well, at least I guess to me, he made the cast of The Shining watch this movie before takes to like get them in like the right mindset. But not only that, John Waters liked it. John Waters is like he's like an artist and like a bit of an eccentric in his own right. Mel Brooks liked this movie. Mel Brooks is one who wrote Elephant Man, and he liked it so much that he got Lynch to direct.
Nice.
And George Lucas loved it so much that he asked Lynch to direct I think Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
Or The Empire Strikes Back. one of the two. He asked him to direct one of the Star Wars movies, and Lynch was like, "Oh
Damn.
no, I don't want to do that." So like, these are big name like directors and like writers. Like, so it's a well respected film. I mean, I the audience knows by now if you've been following. I like to look at like what Mr. Roger Ebert thinks of a movie. That and he loves this movie.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
I
he
saw his review. I was taken aback.
Yeah, I would see that because you know, he's kind of like the like I guess I thought he was kind of like a pinky up kind of guy, but nah, he really likes it. He thinks it's a great film. I guess like from all the people who I know really like it are more like artsy people, I guess. So I guess like it speaks to people in a certain way. I mean, like I said, like I left the movie being like, what the fuck did I watch? I mean, it's a well respected movie. I mean, the Library of Congress in 2004 inducted it for preservation. And I guess its sound design is legendary. So, and that's the one thing that I noticed right off the bat when we were watching this movie is that the sound design was crazy and made me feel very uncomfortable, which I'm pretty sure was what the director was trying to do.
I felt kind of bad for my neighbors because I was watching this at like nighttime and I had it blasting and different parts in time of the movie like there's just bass going on like everything's like really like whoa 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 and I felt bad because like my whole apartment was like vibrating. I was like, yeah, my neighbors are probably getting the full like bass treatment. Like, what the hell is this dude listening to down there? But yeah, the sound design in this was pretty great.
Yeah,
it was.
This movie was a success. It cost $100,000 to make, and it made 7.1
in the theaters.
Yeah, in the theaters,
or like overall.
In the theaters, it made 7.1 million on $100,000 budget.
Huh. Yeah,
it was like a midnight movie. I guess like its initial release. In normal time slots, it wasn't doing well, but when it got moved to like the midnight movie time slot, I guess it became really popular. And like, I mean, all these who directors at the time loved it. So
yeah, it can definitely
word of mouth type of movie.
Yeah, I think that kind of adds to like its fan base is that it can be interpreted in so many different ways. It opens up for so many different discussions. Like the one we're having now. It's definitely niche. It's a niche movie. It's one of those movies that's gonna make you feel some type of way, and I feel like there's always a market for those types of people that are fans of certain movies. I mean, it's like the same reason why people watch tearjerkers is because they want to cry. Like they know that the movie's going to be sad and they go to watch it for that reason. It's like if you're a fan of watching movies that make you feel uneasy, then you're probably going to like this movie.
I agree. I can see that. On that note, you guys want to get into our reviews? I feel I'm interested to see how we grade these.
Hold on, one last thing. So I looked up. I mean, we all looked up some stuff, but something that I found was pretty interesting was that David Lynch is never going to tell how the baby was made.
I heard it was an embalmed calf fetus.
Yeah, some say it's a lamb fetus. Others think it's a skinned rabbit.
Oh, but he hasn't confirmed.
Yeah, Lynch has repeatedly refused to reveal its origins, and he hasn't even told his daughter.
That means that whatever he did is probably illegal.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a baby cow or a baby lamb. It was definitely one of those things.
It was something that you're probably not supposed to do.
Animals were definitely hurt on the making of this film.
Yeah, definitely. I think by 1977 there was rules against that, but I mean I could be wrong, but I like how he didn't say like special effects. Like like it's not something that could be like easily disproved. He's like, I'm just not gonna say.
Never gonna tell. Taking it to my grave.
Plead the fifth. Oh man. All right, we didn't say this in the beginning, but I guess it'll do now. So Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at an 89%. So that's more of a contemporary rating, right? Because Rotten Tomatoes is relatively new in comparison to when this movie came out. And IMDb holds it at a 7.3. So contemporary audiences seem to enjoy this movie. So where are you guys at it? What's your rating? Let's start with you, Sarah.
A minus.
A minus. Expound.
I really like this movie, even though it made me uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. Hellscape hellscape sounds are nice. They're nice. I enjoy them. I don't know. I guess I like movies that make me like ponder like what am I watching? What am I doing with my life in this moment? I like that. I like analyzing things, and this was definitely an analysis movie. So it was a good watch for me. Definitely different than anything that we've watched so far, because everything that we watched has been really like either on the nose or, like Fire in the Sky was, based on a alleged true story and, stuff like that. So this one was way more like artistic interpretation, like how did this make you feel kind of vibe, and I definitely like that.
Kind of circling back to what I said about movies making you feel some type of way, and there's people like Sway over here who are giving it, would you say A plus?
A minus.
Perfect 100.
A minus, you said.
Oh, okay. No, but it definitely made me feel some type of way, and I generally like movies that kind of bring up feelings of uneasy, kind of just make you feel weird. Like movies like Human Centipede, it's just like these culturally, just everyone comes together and agrees that this is a weird ass movie. I don't have it as high as an A minus. I have a whole letter grade down. I gave it a B minus. Because it was enjoyable in the sense that, again, it made me feel weird about what I was watching, and then kind of looking at it in a different light when like looking stuff up about it, it made things make more sense. I feel like if you've never seen this movie and you watch it for the first time, definitely do some research after it to kind of find out what some of these things mean. If not, you're just going to be left with more questions than answers. I mean, I'm sure we all still have plenty of questions, but yeah, I gave it a B minus. I think I would definitely watch it again. I would actually want to watch this in theaters. I feel like that setting would be really cool.
The sound on that would be crazy.
I was just about to say that, like an
Yeah.
IMAX or something.
Yeah, dude. I would go to a one night screening of Eraserhead. But yeah, B minus. Solid movie.
I agree with both your points. I definitely feel I'm more in the middle. So like raw answer right after I saw this movie, I usually just like write my grade down fresh, and then after I think about it, maybe I'll adjust it. And I just put a question mark because I was like, I don't know. Because like part of me was like, I didn't like that. That wasn't cool. Like I didn't like that movie. That movie was weird. But the entire time I was like, I respected this movie because it made me feel so uneasy with the visual cues and like the sound. I mean, like none of these actors are like, big name actors, but how they acted without dialogue and got their point across, I thought was pretty masterful. It was really good. I can see why the movie has the reputation that it has. Would I necessarily recommend this movie to people? Probably not. I mean, I don't know too many people personally that would like enjoy this film. And then all the people that I do know that would enjoy this movie are the people who recommended it to me. So I would give it a B. I didn't like love it. I definitely liked other movies that I've rated lower that we've covered so far more than this movie. Like just like enjoyed the movie watching experience, but the way the movie got its point across and how good it was at making the audience feel so uneasy, it's hard to not respect what the movie did. So I'd give it a solid B, 85, like right down the middle. It's a good movie. It's a weird movie. It's an unnerving movie. But if you hear all these things and you hear our admittedly jumbled discussion throughout this pod, because this is it's a movie you got to watch for yourself to like, and then you'll understand like what we are kind of struggling to describe, because it is. I mean, movies are a visual medium to begin with, but holy shit, is this movie like a visual movie? Like you gotta see it. But B, yeah. I would be down to watch it again in like a movie theater setting. That'd be cool. This is a movie I'm gonna remember for a while, because there was just, I mean, since I saw it last Wednesday. We're recording on a Sunday, so 5 days, and I every day I've been like just thinking about scenes and being like, what the fuck was going on in that scene? Like, how do I even approach this? But yeah, that it was David Lynch for this being his first movie. Yeah, it was quite the work of art for sure.
I think I would recommend this movie as like a Halloween deep cut movie. Like if you're on like a search for like a really weird movie to watch during spooky season, I would recommend this movie.
So like I could see that, but like to me, like this movie's like not, it's not, I mean it's scary in a sense, but I feel like it's more like off-putting.
Yeah.
It's more like anxiety inducing, but I think like horror,
I feel like some people could watch this movie and it could end a friendship. You're like, why the
like a game of Monopoly? Yeah.
Like, this is weird. Like, why the fuck did you tell me to watch this?
Yeah.
I could see it weirding out some people.
Oh, for sure. I can see some people not even making it past like the fucking first 15 minutes.
The spermatozoon?
I mean, I paused it at one point to get up and like use the restroom, and I was like, I'm only 35 minutes in. Like, so much has happened already. Like, what the fuck? Like, where does this movie go from here?
I do think the horror genre itself though is so broad, and like I think that's why I consider it like a spooky season movie, because it's definitely on the outer edges.
I mean, it's definitely not a fucking Christmas movie.
It's on the outer edges of like horror, where it's not like in your face type of shit. It's way more like psychological.
It's a one of a kind film. I haven't seen a film like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to matriculate back into life after this. I've only been thinking about this. Actually, I'm kind of glad that we've talked about it, because now I can just get it all out.
Yeah.
No, this movie isn't going to leave my brain for
I can finally get sleep in peace.
I'm going to take this movie to my grave.
I mean, I can at least say that I watched it, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's been on my list of movies to watch for like a long time. I just never got around to doing it.
Same. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's on like a lot of must-watch horror movie list, or like must-watch sci-fi movie list, must-watch cult classic movie lists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think it's definitely a must-watch. How you feel after watching it, that's on you, but you gotta watch it.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Cult of the Living Dead. Hope to catch you all next week. We will be covering Robert Rodriguez's feature film El Mariachi. Have a good week. I've been the Dale, followed by my co-host Thea.
Bye-bye.
And Mr. Twan.
Bye.
Bye.